Hi. This week's Parsha is Bamidbar, and I'm doing it on the roof here because something really cool in this week's Parsha. And it happens right before Shavuot, and we always read this Parsha before Shavuot, which is the second holiday in the trilogy of Pesach, Shavuot, and Sukkot. So what's so cool? So in the beginning of Bamidbar, we are told to have a census of Bnei Israel, and it doesn't say count them. It says that you should lift up the heads of the families, and that's the terminology used to make the counting. So what is the big deal about this word esa or yisa? It's the same verb. So we always say the words are important, so let's actually look and see where these words appear in other places. So I'll give you two examples where it's very cool. So number one is, let's understand that at the revelation at Sinai, the Torah uses the word vayichan am, that the entire camp in singular was encamped, because that was the greatest unity that ever happened in our history, where everybody was at that one point ready to receive revelation. And there's even a midrash that says all souls that were ever created were there too. So it was a mass unification. So here's where it gets cool. Number one is, we say in Tehillim, we say, especially when people get sick, we say, Esa einayim el hahar. I'm going to raise my eyes and look up, which is why I'm on the roof of my house. If we look up to God for help, what's the response? Ezri me'im Hashem. Hashem will bring the help down. So Hashem is looking down to us as we're looking up to Him. So that's one side of lifting. Now let's go to the other side, which is counterintuitive, which is the blessing of the priests. The priests say, Yisa baracha meit Hashem, that if we do our part, Hashem, Yisa panav Hashem elecha, Hashem is going to lift up His face and look at us. We always think that God is above looking down, but actually God's going to look up to us. So if we get back to the original message, there's this massive unity that happens with this notion of lifting up. More than the unity of the nation being encamped at the mountain is the unity of us unifying with God. So the whole notion of lifting is setting us up that if we look up to Him, and He looks down at us the same way, He's going to look up to us when we're looking down at Him. So that's why I think when we end Shabbat and we start the beginning of the new week, we always say, Kos Yeshua Esa Uveshem Hashem Akra, that we're going to raise the cup of salvation and we're going to call out in the name of God. What was the entire purpose of Jews from the time of Abraham? It's to connect and broadcast the name of God. So have a good Shavuot, and thank you for listening.